Hello world travellers, reward enthusiasts and credit score builders. In this channel, I cover all types of credit cards. I give you an overview of the card, its pros and cons, and my take on that card. If you have a credit card that you'd like me to cover, let me know in the comments below. Today's video, however, will be a little bit different. I'll tell you more about credit cards and show you how they work, so you don't get caught off guard. When you need to make a purchase or make a payment, using credit cards might be easy. However, if you can use incentives to recover some of your costs, they may also be able to help you save money. By using credit cards responsibly and using good money management techniques, you may build a solid credit history. Despite having a similar appearance, debit and credit cards function significantly differently. There are a few crucial credit card facts to be aware of if you're new to using credit. Let's start with a basic understanding of what a credit card is, which some of you may already know and others may not. A physical credit card can be used to make purchases, settle debts, or, depending on the card, get cash advances. The most straightforward approach to thinking of a credit card is a kind of short-term loan. Your credit card provider assigns you a predetermined credit limit when you open an account. In essence, this is the sum of money that the credit card company permits you to use for purchases or bill payments. As you charge stuff to your card, your available credit decreases. After that, you compensate the credit card company for the amount you spend from your credit limit. Credit cards come in secured and unsecured types. A cash deposit is necessary to acquire a secured credit card, and this deposit serves as a credit limit in most cases. Let's explore how to utilize a credit card now that we are familiar with what it is. Credit cards can be used for both online and in-store transactions, as well as bill payments. Your card information is transmitted to the merchant's bank whenever you pay with a credit card for either one. After receiving approval from the credit card network, the bank proceeds to process the transaction. The card issuer must next check your information and decide whether to allow or reject the transaction after doing so. If the transaction is accepted, the money is given to the retailer, and the amount of the transaction is deducted from the available credit on your card. Your card issuer will give you a statement at the conclusion of your billing cycle that lists all of your transactions for that month, your old and new balances, the minimum payment due, and importantly, the due date. The grace period is the time frame between the date of a purchase made with your card and the due date indicated on your statement. If you pay your payment in full by the due date within this time, no interest will be charged. However, if you carry a balance from month to month, your card issuer may add interest to the balance. The annual percentage rate, or APR, on your credit card represents the cost of carrying a balance on your annual basis. Your APR accounts for both your interest rate and additional expenses, such as annual fees levied on your card. APRs on most credit cards are variable and based on the prime rate. Although the Card Act of 2009 established vigorous limitations on your credit card providers that could raise your rate, this implies that your card's APR could alter over time. Note that if you are 60 days or more past your due date on a credit card payment, a penalty APR may apply. This APR may be as high as 30%. Better budget your spending so that you have enough money to make your payments on time. You might be able to pay your bill in person with a check or cash, over the phone, online, or through mobile banking, depending on the card issuer. Direct debit is one of the finest methods for paying your bill. Nevertheless, one can be set up in person, on the phone, or online. Direct debits can be set up to pay off the minimum amount due, the entire statement balance, or a custom amount. By doing this, you'll make sure you'll never forget to pay a bill and avoid incurring late payment penalties that could harm your credit history. Beyond merely the interest rate, credit cards have also other costs. Balance transfer fees or the costs associated with moving your balance to another card are examples of additional costs. In most cases, these fees are expressed as a percentage of the transferred balance, like 2%. Additionally, if you exceed your credit card limit, over-limit fees might be assessed. If you don't pay the minimum amount before the due date, you will undoubtedly be charged late fees. It should be noted that the issuer has the right to cancel any introductory rates that you may have received if you're late with a payment. There are several different kinds of credit cards, with rewards cards being the most prevalent form. Travel-related incentives can be earned for purchases on reward credit cards. Additionally, if you spend in particular categories, you can get more prizes. Many reward cards have co-branding agreements with specific hotels or airlines. Cashback cards, which provide a specific percentage of cashback, such as 2% or 5% for spending, are comparable to rewards cards. For people who want to establish or repair their credit, secured credit cards are available. If your credit history is shaky, you might be able to obtain a secured card, which calls for for a security deposit that the issuer will hold as collateral. Students with a poor credit history can also develop credit with the aid of student credit cards. These cards may not give many rewards because they are designed specifically for college students. You might be wondering what the distinction is between a credit card and a debit card at this point. Don't be concerned, I'll explain the difference right away. Although a credit card and a debit card may appear to be the same, they are not. You aren't actually using any of your own money when you make a transaction with a credit card. Instead, you use the funds issued to you by the credit card company, which you must later reimburse, maybe with interest. While not precisely the same as a prepaid card, debit cards are connected to your bank account. When you use your debit card to make a purchase, the funds are immediately taken out of your bank account after the transaction is completed. Due to the fact that the funds are already deducted from your account, there is nothing left to repay. Another thing to remember is that a lot of credit card companies automatically provide a 0% fraud liability guarantee, which means that you are not liable for any unauthorized charges made with your card. Card types also have varied implications for credit ratings. Due to the fact that the credit bureaus are not made aware of your bank account activities when you use a debit card, it has no impact on your credit score. Credit cards, on the other hand, directly impact your credit score. For instance, in addition to your payment history, your credit utilization, credit age, credit mix, and credit queries are taken into account when calculating your FICO credit score. Making on-time payments on your credit cards will boost your score. However, paying them off late can lower it. Similarly to this, maintaining a modest balance in comparison to your credit limit will boost your score, while using all of your credit card limitations can lower it. Fraud protections are yet another important distinction between debit and credit cards. Credit cards are protected against fraud to a greater extent by federal law than debit cards. This graph illustrates how responsible you are for the fraudulent use of your debit or credit card. Credit cards offer advantages and disadvantages, just like anything else you might receive. The simplicity and security of using a credit card are its main benefits. In the event that your card is lost or stolen, you will probably be compensated for any unauthorized charges. You could also be able to secure a loan with an introductory rate of 0% for a predetermined period of time, like 18 months, which would enable you to make a sizable purchase and pay it off gradually without paying interest. Most cards also offer incentives or cashback, which is a free perk for using the card. If used correctly, credit cards can also help raise your credit score. On the other hand, if you don't pay off your bill in full each month, credit cards may have high interest rates that can add up quickly. It can also be simpler to spend more money on credit cards than you can logically pay off in a short amount of time. Your credit score will suffer if your debt gets out of control and you are unable to pay more than the minimum on your credit cards. Additionally, you'll accrue late penalties and perhaps face an interest rate that is considerably greater. The benefits of using a credit card include its simplicity, safety compared to cash, rewards programs and cashback, and the ability to raise credit scores. The drawbacks, however, are the high interest and fees, the potential debt spiral, and possibly of credit damage if payments are missed. Being able to compare a credit card with other cards is another crucial aspect of utilizing one. Making comparison purchases is crucial if you're looking for your first or second credit cards. When comparing credit cards, it's important to look at the regular variable APR for purchases, the APR for debt transfers and cash advances, the promotional APR, the terms and conditions, the annual fee, the rewards program, and the terms of the initial bonus offer. It's also beneficial to consider any additional features and benefits offered by the card. For instance, you could be interested in selecting a card that offers perks like access to airport lounges or airline charge credits if you want to open a travel credit card to earn miles or points towards flights and hotel stays. If a card has an annual fee, it can be useful to weigh the value of the advantages and rewards against the fee to determine whether it is worthwhile. For the majority of consumers, owning and using a credit card has more benefits than drawbacks. Using them sensibly will help you establish credit. Your ability to obtain other loans, such as home or vehicle loans, at low interest rates is influenced by your credit score. The budgeting tools provided by the credit card issuer or the ability to track and organize your expenditures are both ways that credit cards can assist in budgeting. Credit cards naturally also frequently provide perks or cashback. You can benefit from cards that provide high rewards rates in such areas if you have a high spending habit, such as when dining out or booking flights. The fraud protection offered by credit cards as opposed to other payment methods like cash or debit cards is perhaps one of the main benefits. You are exempt from liability for fraudulent charges made on your card, even if it is lost or stolen. With that, my guide to how credit cards work ends. I hope it was helpful to you. Thank you for watching and let me know what you think of it. These videos take a long time to make and are a labour of love. If you'd like to see my channel grow, please help spread the word.